Good morning, everybody. It's Ginger from In Sheep's Clothing Yarn Shop here in Torrington, Connecticut. And welcome to my shopcast and welcome to our 8th day of our Sheepy, I can never remember the name, of our 12 Sheepy days of Advent. So I hope that you're having fun knitting along with us. I know I've been having a lot of fun. I've been doing additional knitting for this Advent, and my shoulders are messed up on this sweater. There we go. Okay, I'm seeing my shoulders. Okay, they weren't where they belong. So anyway, I hope that you're having a great day. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny day. Cold, but just bright and sunny, so that's very nice. So let me just get this out of the way. If you remember, this was last year's Advent. And that was just, it was so much fun. And it gives me so much pleasure to look at these little chiclets. And if you're interested in these at all and making any of these, don't have any kits for them, but the pattern is up on Ravelry, and it's, let's see, what was it called? 12 Days of Chiclets. 12, I think that's what it was called. 12 Days of Chiclets. I think that's what it is. It's definitely up on my website too. I mean, I have a link to go to Ravelry on my website if you look under the chicken stuff. Yes, I have a whole page devoted to, actually page plus, devoted to chicken stuff. So, okay, well anyway, you want to get on to today's project. So, let's open up and see what's in here today. Okay, so we have not one pattern today, but we have 2 patterns. And you'll find a little ball of yarn in here, and it'll be different colors. We had a variety of colors. And you will also have a little packet that will have a little snowflake button. There you go. A little snowflake button. Plus, for the life of me, I could not find them. You will either find 2 toothpicks with beads that you will glue the beads on towards the very, very end. I could not find my glue. I still cannot find my glue. So I actually had to pilfer my little knitting needles, so they're toothpicks with little beads at the end, out of my own little bag here to fill an order. It's getting down to the barrel here. Okay, so those are the items that will be in your bag. So what is today's project? Today's project is, and let me get it onto our sheep. As I said, I was home yesterday and I was doing some additional knitting for the sheep, and let's get this one dressed. So I've been kind of playing with them back and forth, getting them dressed in different outfits and then taking them off because I needed to check this outfit or that outfit. Okay, so anyway, today's little garment is, we have a little matching hat to go with yesterday's little zigzag ski sweater. So the red yarn that you had from yesterday's pack for this little line of red is also enough to make your little hat. You again are going to do your ribbing in 2 strands, the wool and the mohair, and then you're going to make your little fork pom-pom, or not. You could do a little tassel if you wanted to, but that's what I have for the pattern. And then also, so that's a simple little, this you'll get done in absolutely no time flat. So we also added another little project to go with this. So if you remember, Noelle had her little pumpkin sweater, and then she also had her little knitting bag. And this is what the little toothpicks are for. And of course, see, I had to just put plain old toothpicks on here. I will find my beads and I will eventually find my glue and I'll make some new. But anyway, and then the pattern also includes instructions on this. You just make a little little garter stitch or whatever you feel like doing, just to put it on the needles. And then I also, with a little bit of yarn that I have left over, I wound it up, made a little ball, and put a little glue on that just to kind of keep it together, because then I would just stick it back into the bag and wind up my knitting and put that in the bag as well. Of course, it doesn't have to be a knitting bag. It could be any kind of bag that you want it to be. So anyway, my bag happens to have a little, that's what I happen to have at the moment, and then a little strap. But what was I doing last night? I was actually I cast on, I was going to do another color. I was going to just have it on the needles just to show it to you, just because I wanted to discuss 3-needle bind off with you, which is one of the techniques that you would be using. Because, might as well take this back out again. So what you will do is you will cast on your stitches. My sample I did in 2 pieces, but I wrote it up so that you just knit it in the round. So you knit it in the round, and then the way I figured it out is your live stitches. So actually you're knitting it this way. You're knitting it upside down. So your cast on is down here, and then up at the top here. And I did because when I did this, I did just two pieces, and then I sewed them together. And I don't know what my problem was. I almost did this last night, was to undo it. I just did a really fast job of sewing the bottom, and it just really was a bad job. I didn't think it would show that much, but even something little like this, and I didn't block it out either. If I guess I blocked it, it would help a little bit. It just, I don't know, I kind of don't mind the fact that it looks a little rounded. I'm fine with that. But for you, I want kind of perfection. So as I was saying, you cast on, so that's going to be the top of your bag. But then when you get down to the bottom, you're going to have, so you're in the round. And then what I just have you do is divide your stitches that were on 3 needles onto 2 so that it's flat. Let me find this. I'm just going to show you because I came up with something else yesterday. Okay, so you actually are going to have a flat piece like this. And then what I do, because if you do a 3-needle bind off, you're going to have your bind off on the outside. So what I do is I turn my piece inside out, and I do the 3-needle bind off on the inside so that this seam's on the inside, and then I pop it back out again. Okay, so anyway, I was doing that. Made my little square piece. Let me fix this so that it looks square again. So I made my little square piece, and my brain started going. And I'm like, because I really wanted to make a backpack when I first started this. And then it came out kind of cute. So I said, you know what? We're just going to stop, and we're just going to have this little bag. However, I still had backpack in my brain. So this is what my little square looked like, okay? It looked like this. So then I'm like, all right, okay, I can put my strap on and, do my thing. But I kept looking at it, and I kept saying, but what if I did this? So what I ended up doing is I did make a little backpack. And let me just show it to you on our other days. I did not sew the button on because I didn't have any handy thread last night. But here is the little backpack that I made. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this as an additional little thing. So I just have to write the pattern up. So if you want to hold off on your bag, if you really like because what happens is you make your little bag like you would have done. I'm also going to write it so that you can have little eyelets going around. I almost started knitting it with eyelets, and then I said, no, it's okay. Never mind. But I wish I had, because if I had eyelets, I made a little crocheted strap. And what I ended up doing was I took the strap and I just, with a needle, just threaded it through the top so that you can draw string it closed, okay? And then I got a little tail here, and then you just attach it to each corner at the bottom, and it makes a cute little backpack. So anyway, so this will be another, and then you can sew your little, you know, your little button onto it. I was going to change, I kind of like the black button that's on this brown bag, so I'm just going to leave it. But I think I find some thread, I'm going to sew on the little snowflake onto this, the little backpack. And it could, well, I could keep on going. This is the thing. For some reason, this project here, I just keep coming up with more things because I start the project so I could show you what, you know, give you some little tips and stuff. And my brain just keeps on going and I keep going off in a different direction. Like, okay, for example, I finished the cable sweater last night too. Why is my shoulders going backwards on this sweater? Here we go. Okay. So here we go. I did finish the little cable sweater. So I just added the other sleeve, did my sewing, and it fits and it looks really cute. So I will be writing up a pattern. I'm going to just wash it. It'll get even a little bit fluffier and soften up a little bit. Now this is, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the pattern up for, this is a worsted weight. This is actually Noro Silk Garden, color 1, the color that is always so hard to find. But I'm also going to write it up in the lightweight, in the sport weight yarn also. Which means I need to cast on and and to make another sweater. I think I was going to do it last night, and I don't know. I got off on some other tangent, I think, and didn't get to that. Oh, I know. I cast on for the little bag instead. Yeah. So I just need to find find a color that I want to do this in, and just do the cable. So then I can write out your pattern for that, and I will add it. We're getting down to the end here, and I need to have the pattern all perfect and everything so I can post it up in Ravelry and then send you all your nice finished copy of the pattern, plus the little add-ons that I'm going to do as well. So, and thank you very, very much for all of you who have been giving me little just some observations on the pattern, like or even questions. I have one knitter that's had some questions about the Santa jacket, which ended up having to really look at it and realize, I have to do that today too, is put up some corrections on the jacket. So for any of you who might be to the underarms, wait, because I will put up some clarifications on that for you. And then I think there was also, was it the pattern yesterday? Oh, the days are starting to run into each other. I know I posted up a little, I had omitted bind off on the front. Oh, I know, that's right, on the front of the sweater here. I had written the pattern, but I neglected to say to bind off. So you need to bind off and then make your back to match your front, but first you need to bind off. Okay, so I did add that up, and it's on the errata, and it's on yesterday's in the notes yesterday as well. But I will be sending out a correction, so I'll send out an email to everybody for the corrections for the do I have the bag here with me? Do I have the jacket? Yes, I have the jacket. I could just quick tell you what the correction is. So what I did was, actually, I had you separate the Santa jacket, the back, and then separate the two fronts. So, and I said to work the back up, and you actually need to do like another, and then to do your fronts. Totally not clear. And also, you really should be working the back up a little bit higher, bind off, and then you can do your fronts the way the fronts are written. The fronts are fine. It's just that the back, you actually need I think it's like 1 3/4 inches. I think that's what I wrote, that you need to go up a little. So you need to go up a little bit higher, bind off, and then continue as written for the front, for the two fronts. So I will correct that for you. Other than that, I want to thank everybody who, the very, very kind comments that people have been sending. Also, just a shout out to Christina. I hope you don't mind. I really, really appreciate. I didn't ask if I could. I'm just mentioning the name. I won't say where you're from, but not from the U.S. Let's just put it that way. And thank you so much. You've been watching for a while, which I was unaware of, and I appreciate the that you are happy watching and enjoying watching. So thank you so much for taking the time out to send me that email. I really appreciate it. Okay, so now I'm going to let you all go and get on with your day. I have a little bit of shipping to get out, to get those holiday things out. And yeah, then I'll just, this is my day off, which is never really a day off. It's a day off from work so that I can get other things done that I don't have time to get done in the shop. So, well, anyway, so I hope that you have a really enjoyable day, productive day. Hope that you get some knitting done. Hope that that holiday knitting is getting done, or holiday crafting is getting done. So I will see you again tomorrow morning with day 9. We're getting down there, day 9 of our Advent calendar. So you all take care, and be sure if you've got anything to share, I would love to see it. Okay, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.